49ers news and rumors mailbag coming up on the 49ers Report, where I answer all of your 49ers related questions. In today's show, this mailbag presented to you by Magic Spoon. This is cereal that's tasty, but it's actually good for you, and you can get $5 off at your checkout by going to magicspoon.com/49ers Report. What Noodle 187? I know you were concerned about the switching of the showtime going from Thursday to Tuesday. I'm glad you could still join us. He says this: "Hey Chase, what's your game day food?" Honestly, I haven't had a lot of food on game days throughout this preseason because I've been drinking so many beers and taking so many shots because our watch parties here on the channel have been so crazy. So for those of you who haven't joined one of our watch parties, you have to do so. Live play-by-play, live scoreboard, live stats. We answer your questions throughout. And also, we drink, we hang out with the Niner gang. But game day food, something simple. What I usually do, I only started here at Chat Sports in March, and what I might do when the season comes is bring in a crock pot of chili for the Chat Sports crew. I'm a master when it comes to making really good chili. I'll go grass-fed beef, I'll go bison, turkey, and I put some special ingredients in there to make it really, really fire. So when it's fall and football's on the TV, there's not a better food of choice for me than chili. And maybe the Chat Sports peeps here at the office will find out come NFL season. Alfredo Hernandez, do you think we can make a deal with the Rams to get Troy Warner? We need a safety. I don't really know if we need a safety all that much. I mean, like Jaquiski Tart, you're hoping that he can come back off of that turf toe injury. Free agency-wise, there's really not much on the free agent market in terms of safeties. Tony Jefferson going to be out for a little while. Can HaHa Clinton-Dix give you anything? He got burned on a touchdown pass from Easton Stick last week where he kind of got caught in the middle in coverage. So, yeah, somewhat thin there. But Talanoa Hufanga, does he give you more than anybody out on the free agent market? You're talking about a trade, so maybe going into the season opener, they do make a trade for a safety. Alpha Doctor 20, do you think Hufanga will be the starting safety in week 1? He's been getting first-team reps for this defense. I think that's in play. I don't know if that's a great scenario for DeMeco Ryans and this Niners team and this Niners defense to have a rookie starting at safety. I will say this, though. Talanoa Hufanga might not have blown a lot of people away during his pro day with like a 4.6 40, but what's impressed me so much for the rookie out of USC, who I think is going to end up being a steal in that 5th round, is how quickly he's able to read and dissect plays. And sometimes you can be uber athletic, be a 4.3 guy who's a hyper athlete, but if you can't dissect and read plays and you don't have a good feel for the game, your NFL career isn't going to last long. Sometimes the NFL careers last the longest with guys like Hufanga, who are just football players, who can dissect and read plays before they happen. It's been the biggest thing that's impressed me so far with the rookie safety, linebacker, special teams ace. Do you think Hufanga is going to start versus the Lions? Let me know, Niner Gang. Type S for start, type B for backup. It is certainly in play. Roc Peebles, is Bosa scheduled to play a drive or two come Sunday? We're recording this during our live show on Tuesday. As of now, nothing has come out in regards to Nick Bosa playing on Sunday. I know Kyle Shanahan has said that guys like Trent Williams, Fred Warner are going to play because this is their dress rehearsal in the final preseason game against the hated Raiders. Nothing has come out about Nick Bosa. The plan for him is really to be on the field for week 1. So that's where the focus should be shifted toward if you're a 49ers fan, if you're the athletic training staff, you're just trying to get him right for week 1 coming off that torn ACL that he suffered last year. So back a few years ago, I got really fat because I was eating bowls of cereal late at night because sometimes the munchies, they just overtake your brain and you have to crush a cereal bowl late at night. I eliminated cereal from my diet because I packed on the pounds, but look at me as I'm now sculpted and cut. I've reintroduced cereal in my diet thanks to Magic Spoon because this is cereal that tastes like the cereal that we ate when we were kids, but it uses clean ingredients and it's actually good for you. Why is that? Because per serving, 0 grams of sugar, 4 grams of net carbs, and about 13 to 14 grams of protein, depending on which flavor you try. And all of the flavors are guaranteed to rock your taste buds. And you can get $5 off your checkout by going to magicspoon.com/49ers report. For instance, if you take Magic Spoon Cocoa versus the leading cocoa brand, Magic Spoon, 4 grams of net carbs to 30 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar to 12 grams of sugar. Gluten-free, them not gluten-free. So one more time, magicspoon.com/49ers report. Get yourself a box or a few. The flavors are great. Sometimes they even trot out special flavors like this maple waffle that I'm going to crush a bowl of after we get done our live show. Dr. Doom, how many sacks for Dee Ford this year? Let's say a modest 6. If Dee Ford gives you 6 to 8 sacks, that's more than anybody had expected. And that's an excellent number because he's coming off of some really serious injuries. Neck, back for an edge rusher who uses a lot of brute force and physicality to pave his way to opposing quarterbacks to generate a pass rush. So he looked good last week in joint practices against the Chargers. Hopefully that translates to the game field. ZeeTheDarkOne, what game are you going to this year? Chase my guy. You're my guy. I saw you in the chat earlier saying the Dark One is here. The Dark One, your question on the screen right now. Appreciate you for making the 49ers report a part of your day. As of right now, not scheduled to go to any games. I would love for that to change. Everything is so up in the air when you're trying to plan business-like events and business plans because of this COVID mess that we're somehow still dealing with. If it was on me, I'd be there for a game for sure. Alpha Doctor 20 with another question. Do you think that the wide receivers dropping Trey Lance's balls will become a problem? If it continues in the regular season, it'll be a huge problem. There is an adjustment there from Trey Lance to Jimmie Garoppolo because Trey Lance has a bazooka for an arm and Jimmie Garoppolo has a average to solid arm. The velocity behind the football, so much different from Trey to Jimmie. So if those drops continue in the regular season, that's when I become concerned. Patty MAHOMIE, you're my homie. Sign Richard Sherman even though the young DBs have played well? Oh, man. We're still tackling Richard Sherman questions like we're still tackling Frank Gore questions from time to time. Both very good Niners. Frank Gore, an all-time Niner, who I think is going to be in the Hall of Fame before it's all said and done. If injuries occur within the secondary, that's when I think you focus on bringing in a guy like Richard Sherman. I still think he can play and play at a pretty solid level, but I don't want to bring him in to stunt the growth and the development of Deommodore Lenoir and Ambry Thomas if both of those rookies continue to play well. Now, of course, Richard Sherman could tutor those guys, and when you have a future Hall of Famer teaching young guys, that's very good news. But I just don't think you need to bring in Richard Sherman as of right now. I made my argument for the Niners not signing Richard Sherman, at least yet. Do you want the Niners to sign Sherm? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Multi-time Pro Bowler, multi-time All-Pro. I mean, man, he's been getting it done for a little while and was excellent back in 2019. Still think he has some gas left in the tank. What do you think, though? If you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed to the 49ers Report by Chat Sports, hit that red subscribe button down below and subscribe right now for the best 49ers news, rumors, coverage, breaking news, live shows, mailbags on YouTube. We do it all. If you want Niners coverage in an entertaining fashion, which is also informative, just hit that subscribe button down below. Mr. Mickey, 49ers had the best draft this year, or did they have the best draft this year? I'm not sure, but in the 5th round to get Jalen Moore, Deommodore Lenoir, and Elijah Mitchell, like that's a steal right there because Lenoir and Moore are going to bring you value for the next few seasons at critical spots, cornerback and offensive tackle. If Trey Lance ends up becoming a star, then yes, they might have one of the best drafts. John, are all of the starters going to play in the last preseason game? Some of the starters are going to play in the last preseason game. Now, that could change the rest of the week. We are talking about this during our live show on Tuesday. So these things could change. But Kyle Shanahan did say Trent Williams, Fred Warner, some of the other starters are going to play against the Raiders on Sunday night because it's part of their dress rehearsal here in the preseason. MoBud28, do you think we should put Hufanga at safety and Ward at free safety to make the ultimate erasers? I don't know. I mean, Jimmie Ward is a very good safety where he's at. Hufanga has positional versatility, both at safety, linebacker, maybe a little DB, playing special teams as well. I like Hufanga and Ward if those are your starting safeties week 1 against the Lions, but you really need Jaquiski Tartt in the long run. Roddy Cow, what's the deal with the O-line allowing the sacks? They haven't been good. Now Alex Mack hasn't played, and Trent Williams hasn't played. Trent Williams slated to play on Sunday night, as I mentioned, so maybe the offensive line and their performances get better when you bring in all pro caliber players like Trent Williams and Alex Mack, but offensive line and the depth there, it has not been good. Hitman L, should Debo and Ayuik be put on notice for their inability to catch the ball? Start Sherfield. I think Trent Sherfield is the 3rd best wide receiver and the 3rd most dynamic wide receiver on this roster. I don't think it's a stretch to say that at all. He's been big play Trent through 2 preseason games so far. A long of 41 against the Chargers on Saturday and a long of 80, that touchdown pass against KC in week 1. So I think it goes, in terms of overall wide receiver talent, I think it's Ayuik, Samuel, Trent Sherfield. And should they be put on notice? If those drops happen in the regular season, no doubt. Make sure you subscribe and join us for another watch party right here on the 49ers Report on Sunday. 49ers versus Raiders. We're renewing this rivalry, and we're bringing you another watch party. The first 2 during the preseason have gone wild. We're going to be doing watch parties all throughout the season. So if you haven't joined us for a watch party, do so on Sunday. Kickoff slated for 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. We'll be going live right around then, youtube.com/49ers TV.